And we're looking forward to hearing everyone's comments. And to start us off, can we have a reader for Deuteronomy 14:21? Can we get Brother Ramos, Alexis?
You must not eat any animal that was found dead. You may give it to the foreign resident who is inside your cities, and he may eat it, or it may be sold to a foreigner. For you are a holy people to Jehovah your God. You must not boil a young goat in its mother's milk.
Thank you, Brother Ramos. And the question we have here is, what can we learn from the prohibition in the law not to boil a young goat in its mother's milk? Sister McCain.
One of the things we learn is about Jehovah's sense of propriety, that he has a proper order of things. A mother's milk was provided to nourish her kid. So if it was instead used to prepare the kid to be eaten, that would have been contrary to Jehovah's provision of this milk.
Yes, thank you. And Sister Cares, Lily?
And the reference also mentions that some suggest that the boiling of a kid in a mother's milk may have been connected to pagan rituals. And it described it as something senseless and heartless. And that's true of practices of false worship today. So it made me think of what a privilege it is to share refreshing Bible truths with people and help them to join us in pure worship to Jehovah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for those comments. And that brings us on to our next question, which is, what spiritual gems from this week's Bible reading would you like to share regarding Jehovah, the field ministry, or something else? And can we get Paul and Raquel Morris, please?
We live in a world where those who govern others either can't or choose not to aid those in need. And by means of the tithe arrangements, Jehovah provided materially for Israelites in need, such as the Levites and the poor. He also provides materially for his people worldwide in these last days, showing that his love and concern for those in need has not changed.
Yes, thank you. Nice comment. Brother Calvin?
In chapter 13, verse 6, if a person, even a family member, enticed you to worship other gods, they would be put to death. And in verse 8, it says, you should not feel pity or compassion for them. So, of course, we don't follow this law today, but Jesus did state in Matthew 10:37 that whoever has greater affection for father or mother than me is not worthy of me. So it reminds us that we can't allow anyone to turn us away, or we can't allow anyone to stand between us and serving our God Jehovah, even family members.
Very good point. Thank you, Austin. And can we get Jameson Clark?
The latter part of Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 5 mentions, and you must remove what is evil from your midst. And this gives us a glimpse into Jehovah's feelings for things that can draw us away or influence us away from him. As it states in verse 5, it's evil and should be cut out of our lives. So anything that would draw us away from Jehovah certainly would be considered evil, as it's exactly what Satan wants. So today we want to be careful and cut out anything, whether it be a person, things, what we listen to or watch, anything that can draw us away from Jehovah.
Thank you. And can we get the Riveras, Abdiel, Joanna?
Yes, in chapter 13:4, it helps me to see that to be able to walk with Jehovah and fear him, I need to keep his commandments and listen to him. How can I do that? By having a meaningful personal Bible study, praying and meditating. This will help me strengthen my relationship with Jehovah and hold fast to him.
Thank you for that comment. Excellent. Jeremy Huntsworth?
I really enjoyed Deuteronomy 14, 28 and 29 about the practical provisions of the tithes bringing in and how it would benefit the Levites and the foreign resident, the fatherless child, the widows, and so on. But beyond just a sort of dry law, an arrangement to put in place that had a practical purpose. The end of the verse in 29 also says that Jehovah your God, so that Jehovah your God may bless you in all that you do. So Jehovah tied himself in to that arrangement, and his blessing was tied in above and beyond just even the practical aspects of providing the food for him. And what a beautiful thing that is that Jehovah did, that he tied himself so closely to the outcome of that law, that provision.
Beautiful. Thank you. And can we get Annabelle Clark?
Yeah, I appreciated 13:11 where it says, "Then all Israel will hear and become afraid, and they will never again do anything bad like this among you." And we know that they failed to do this because time and again they went to worship other gods. So it teaches me that being lax or looking at wrongdoing and ignoring it, it really waters down the truth. And we see how our congregation arrangement for this fellowshipping really elevates Jehovah's standards, and we show that we take his side on the matter.
Very good point. Thank you. And can we get Brian Cares, please?
In Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 7 and 8, Jehovah gave a beautiful lesson of what it meant to be generous when he tells them that they should open their hand towards the poor among them. But Jehovah was trying to help them understand that generosity wasn't giving just what was in their hand, because in verse 10 he said that they should generously give and that he would bless them. So generosity isn't what's in the hand, but what's in the heart. So it's a beautiful reminder for me that to receive Jehovah's blessing, I need to be generous from the heart with my time, my energy, and material things towards others, especially towards my brothers in need.
Beautiful. Thank you. Brother Resto, Jacob?
Chapter 13, verse 17 has a good reminder for us. Here that law was that their hands should not take anything that was set apart for destruction, so that Jehovah's anger wouldn't burn against them. If they were to follow that, it says Jehovah would have compassion for them. He would multiply their offspring. And it makes me think of the account of Achan. You follow the footnote there, it takes you to Joshua chapter 6 and 7, where Achan took something devoted for destruction, and because of that, his whole family and him suffered destruction. So this is a good reminder for family heads that our following directions, our following what Jehovah commands of us, can have an effect on us and also our family.
Thank you. Thank you. Brother Ramos, Alexis.
Like 13:3, where emphasize how should we love Jehovah. It says you should love your Jehovah your God with all your heart and all your soul. And when you press the C after that verse, it gives you other three scriptures that goes all the way to Matthew 22:37, where it shows that this way of showing love to Jehovah, even Jesus, when he was here on earth, he emphasized that we should love our Father Jehovah with our whole heart and our whole soul and mind. So it's such a beautiful reminder that we need to emphasize that love and see how we're doing with that.
Thank you. Brother or Sister Rivera?
I like 14:2, where it says that Jehovah has chosen you to become his people, his special property. And the note says, treasured possession. It makes me see how Jehovah really values us, not only as a group, but every single person. Jehovah knows us personally. And it's truly a privilege to be part of Jehovah's people, knowing that he loves us so much.
Thank you. And let's get Angie McCain.
At Deuteronomy 15:7, Jehovah instructed the Israelites, do not harden your heart or be tight-fisted toward your poor brother. So even though the Israelites had suffered a lot in Egypt, this was not an excuse for them now to callously ignore a brother in need. Jehovah expected them to have empathy and to help their brother. And likewise, even if we have been or are going through difficult times, it's important that we strive to show understanding to our brothers and assist them in any way that is possible for us.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you. And let's get one more comment. Paul or Raquel Morris, please.
So according to Deuteronomy 15:1-3, it appears that a creditor could not press a fellow Israelite for payment of a debt. But it's interesting in verse 9 in Deuteronomy 15, Jehovah says, be careful not to harbor this evil idea in your heart. The seventh year, the year of the release has approached, and hold back your generosity toward your poor brother. So once again, Jehovah impresses on us that it's not just about following the rules or the letter of the law. It's what's going on in our hearts. It's our motive. That's what he's most interested in as we keep his laws and principles.
Thank you. And thank you all for your well thought out comments, and we really appreciate those. Now we'll hand it